How Warren Buffett turned $1,000 into over $160 billion. Warren Buffett is known today as the greatest investor of all time. Since 1965, he has averaged annual returns of 20% through his company, Berkshire Hathaway. And the more you study his path, the more you realize how unique and nearly impossible to replicate it really is. But how exactly did he do it? What decisions, strategies, and investments turned $1,000 into a fortune of over $160 billion? The early steps from $1,000 to a billionaire's mindset? Buffett was born in 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska. Even as a child, he showed an intense curiosity for business. At age 7, he came across a book that changed his life. 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. Inspired, he started selling chewing gum and Coca-Cola door to door. At 11, with $114.75 he had saved, Buffett made his first investment. 3 shares of City Service Preferred at $38 each. Soon after, the price dropped to $27, but he held on until it rebounded to $40 and sold. A small profit, but a huge lesson. Impatience can be costly. The stock later surged past $200. In high school, Buffett ran pinball machines with friends. At 16, they sold the business for $1,200, thanks to multiple paper routes in Washington, D.C. He had saved over $2,000 by age 15, worth more than $35,000 today. The first fortune from $1,000 to $1 million. At just 14, Buffett bought 40 acres of farmland in Nebraska with $1,200. By the time he finished college, he had nearly $10,000 saved, close to $180,000 in today's money, but he knew he needed a more scalable way to grow wealth. That's when The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham changed everything. Buffett was so impacted by the book that he enrolled at Columbia to study under Graham himself. Graham's strategy was cigar butt investing, buying cheap, struggling companies that had just a few puffs of profit left in them. After working for Graham's firm, Buffett returned to Omaha and launched his own investment partnership in 1956, with about $105,000 from friends and family, and just $100 of his own. He began applying Graham's methods. And it worked. The partnership averaged a 25.9% annual return. One classic example was Sanborn Map Company. Buffett bought shares when their market price was far below the company's cash and investments. He eventually owned 43%, joined the board, and unlocked the hidden value, earning a 44% return. But his true evolution began with a bold move: American Express. After a scandal in 1964, the stock crashed. While others panicked, Buffett bought in, trusted the brand and its loyal customers. That bet paid off, big time. By 1962, Buffett was officially a millionaire. Soon after, he was hunting for even bigger opportunities, like a dying textile company called Berkshire Hathaway. After a dispute with the CEO, Buffett took control. It was indeed his smartest move. Emotionally driven, but that company would become his ultimate investment vehicle. The shift from cigar butts to great businesses. By the late 1960s, Buffett faced a new problem: too much money and too few deals. In 1969, he closed his partnership and focused fully on Berkshire Hathaway. That's when Charlie Munger became a key part of the story. Munger convinced Buffett it wasn't enough to buy cheap companies. It was better to buy excellent companies at fair prices. The turning point was the 1972 purchase of See's Candies. On paper, the price looked high. $25 million for a company making just $2 million in profit. But the brand was strong, customers were loyal, and it had pricing power. Buffett hesitated, but Munger pushed. The result: CS has generated over $2 billion in profits for Berkshire. More than 8,000% return. That changed everything. Buffett began seeking companies with strong brands, loyal customers, and consistent cash flow, even if the price wasn't dirt cheap. The billion-dollar leap, Washington Post, Geico, Coca-Cola in the 70s and 80s, Buffett made legendary investments. Washington Post, bought for $10 million. Decades later, worth over $1 billion. Geico rescued the insurer from collapse. Now a Berkshire pillar. Coca-Cola, In 1988, he spent over $1 billion. Today, that stake is worth over $25 billion. The dividends alone bring in about $700 million per year. All these companies had three things in common: brand power, competitive advantage, and predictable returns. Buffett wasn't just bargain hunting anymore. He was seeking excellence at a discount. From billions to the modern era in the 1990s, Buffett faced a new challenge: deploying tens of billions. He began buying entire companies. And during the dot-com bubble, he was mocked for avoiding tech. But when the bubble burst, Buffett's strategy was validated. In 2008, during the financial crisis, he played savior, investing in Goldman Sachs, GE, and others on favorable terms. But his greatest investment surprise? Apple. Yes, the man who avoided tech stocks for decades made one of the biggest bets in tech history. Starting in 2016, Buffett began buying Apple stock. By 2018, Berkshire owned 5% of the company, investing around $30 billion. That stake later soared past $160 billion. Why? Buffett saw Apple not just as a tech company, but as a consumer brand with loyal users and massive cash flow. The big lesson: how Buffett built real wealth. Buffett never built a tech company, never took a huge salary, never inherited a fortune. He simply understood something most people miss: consistent, disciplined, long-term investing is how real wealth is made. Buffett bought great companies at fair prices and let time do the heavy lifting. Today, his net worth exceeds $160 billion. And it all started with a small business mindset, a curious mind, and an unshakable investment philosophy. Want to learn Buffett's strategy step by step? If you want to dive deeper and understand how to analyze stocks like Buffett, from valuation to stress tests, check out our free course on stock analysis linked in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to invest with purpose. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.